Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Danielle Warren. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Today's video is gonna be a review of Caribbean Beach Resort at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. We recently stayed there in June of 2024 and loved our experience. I'm gonna tell you some of the things that are great about it, some of the things that are not so great about it, because you know every place kind of has its own pros and cons. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But before we jump in, if you are new to this channel or have not subscribed yet, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button below and also the notification bell so you get notified when I post new videos. It would mean so much to me. And if you love all things travel tips and tricks, hotel reviews, restaurant reviews, theme parks, cruises, international travel. I try to do a lot of variety and also share a lot of vlogs of our own experiences, because I think sometimes you learn a lot and get some new ideas just by watching other people's highlights. So if you love that sort of thing, please subscribe below. With that said, let's jump into this review. So I'll show you guys some clips of the resort as I'm sharing some information about it and our thoughts. This was our first time staying at Caribbean Beach. I've stayed at probably almost all of the hotels at Disney World I have already stayed at. There are a few that I have not, but I really have been to almost every one. And this was one of our favorites, and there's several reasons for that. So I'll tell you the pros first, and then I'll share with you some of the cons, because there are a few downsides. The first one is I love the vibe. Like, I love the Caribbean beachy feel. I love Old Key West for that same reason. Just the whole vibe of the resort, the colors, like the light kind of bright pastel-y colors are really fun, and the rooms, just the kind of the feel of the rooms. Now, we stayed in the newly renovated rooms in the Trinidad section. They used to be the pirate rooms. They were remodeled and are so nice. We absolutely loved them. I believe they're probably gonna be renovating all of them eventually, but right now we highly recommend the Trinidad section for that reason. I think maybe the reason that they renovated those ones first are because they used to be the harder ones to book because of the location. So the location isn't as good, but the rooms were totally worth it. The rooms were very light, very spacious. They have the Murphy beds and the flip up, flip down fifth sleeper. They were spacious. When you put the beds up, there was a lot of room. The one Murphy bed turns into a couch. The other one turns into a storage bench. And the floors are the laminate wood, so really easy to, they don't look dirty. There's a lot of storage space for luggage underneath the bed, and we were able to put most of our stuff, most of our suitcases underneath the main big bed, but then there's also a little bit of space in the bathroom for some storage as well. I love that these newer rooms have the little step stool for little kids. So if they can't reach the sink to wash their hands or brush their teeth, there's a little step stool. I literally used to bring step stools to the hotels for my kids so that I didn't have to like lift them up to brush their teeth or wash their hands. And now they actually have them in the hotel rooms, and it's awesome. Thank you, Disney. It's great. Anyway, so we loved the room, absolutely loved the room, loved all the under the sea touches with Sebastian and Flounder and the fish, and I love Little Mermaid, so I just loved everything about the room. Also, let me talk to you about the pool. The pool is amazing. There are 2 slides at this pool, and not every resort has a water slide, so I love the resorts that have the water slides, because it's just a really fun extra thing for the kids to do. And there's a smaller slide, and then there's a bigger like tube slide that kind of, it gets dark in there. It's actually funny. You get in and you're like, oh, it's kind of dark. But anyway, and if you want to see more highlights from the pool, I will post a video of the whole pool experience and all the different pools at Caribbean Beach. So there's one big pool where they have like music and a lifeguard, and they have games and a lot of activities and things like that, and the water slides. They also have 4 other pools that don't have a lifeguard on duty and are a little bit more basic, but still great, and they're located all around the resort, so you have other pool options besides the main big one. So we loved that. There's also an island that you can go over, so there's a little bridge, and it connects the 2 sides of the resort. It's beautiful because there's water that goes through the resort. It's kind of built around this little lake, and the island sets right in the middle, and there's bridges that go over there, and the island has little places you can sit, and it also has a little place for like movies under the stars, and then it has a little playground as well. It's also a great way for people on the other side to get over, so you don't have to walk all the way around the resort. You can go across the bridge to get to the other side.
If you'd like to see a tour of the little island at Caribbean Beach Resort and what's available on that part of the property, I will put that link above for you to check that video out after you watch this one.
Another perk about this hotel, and this is one of the perks, is that it is located on the skyliner route. And I will tell you, now that the skyliner is there, I want to stay on the skyliner route like always, because it is so close and so convenient to so many things now.
If you'd like to see a video of the actual walk from the Trinidad section to the Skyliner station, I will link that video above for you to check out if you want to see what that's like.
And the hub is in Caribbean Beach Resort. So you go to the hub at Caribbean Beach and you can go straight to Hollywood Studios, or you can take it through the Riviera all the way to Epcot. So when you stay at Caribbean Beach, you not only have access to the 2 parks, Epcot and Hollywood Studios, but you also have easy access to all of the hotels and all of their offerings on the route. So let's talk about those hotels. Boardwalk and all the restaurants and things around there. Beach Club, all of those restaurants and activities. Swan and Dolphin is also on that area, so there's a ton of restaurants over at the Dolphin and Swan. You also have access to Pop Century if you wanted to go over there, and the Riviera is either walking distance or you can hop on the Skyliner to get to Riviera. So it's just a really great location to be at Caribbean Beach.
Also, because the Skyliner hub that connects the lines to Hollywood Studios and another line to Epcot has a Joffrey's coffee stand right on the ramp going up to the hub, that means there's a Joffrey's coffee location at Caribbean Beach Resort, which is a really unique feature that other resorts don't have. And I think it's pretty cool because I love coffee. Another perk for staying at Caribbean Beach is the number of dining options nearby. Sebastian's Bistro and Banana Cabana, the pool bar, place to grab a quick bite to eat. They're both in addition to Spyglass Grill, which is a quick serve location, and the main quick serve location, which is at Old Port Royal. But you also are walking distance or a Skyliner away from multiple dining locations at the Riviera and all of the Boardwalk resorts, and even Pop Century and Art of Animation if you just wanted different quick serve options. Another thing I loved about Caribbean Beach was being able to watch the fireworks from the resort. You can see the Epcot fireworks very well from the resort. My daughter and I even watched the Magic Kingdom fireworks way in the distance from the beach area in Trinidad. We just sat in the hammock there on the beach and enjoyed the fireworks at both resorts. It was such a relaxing and enjoyable time. You know how you have like those Disney moments that you'll never forget? A time of bonding with your child, your spouse, or a friend. This was one of those moments for me, cuddling with my girl with no major agenda but watching fireworks and enjoying time together. Now, that being said, this is not the best resort to go as a fireworks destination, viewing area. So if you just want a good fireworks viewing spot and you're going to one of the Disney World resorts, I recommend one of the Magic Kingdom hotels, the Grand Floridian, the Polynesian, or the Contemporary. The show is better with the Magic Kingdom fireworks, and you can see a lot better. Plus, some of those locations pipe in the music, so you can listen to the music while you're watching the fireworks. But if you're staying at Caribbean Beach Resort, it's an extra little perk that you get to see the fireworks.
Now, let's talk about some of the downsides of staying at Caribbean Beach. One, and this is probably the one most people complain about, it's so spread out. It is a very spread out resort. If you don't want to walk a lot to get to the main lobby where you can get food, or the main pool area, depending on where you are. If you stay in Trinidad, you're gonna have to walk a ways to get to the main pool. I'm gonna tell you from my perspective, the benefit of staying at Trinidad is it's actually closer to the Skyliner. So that's another reason why we wanted to stay in that section, but it is further away from the Riviera or the pool or whatever. But I like spread out. It doesn't feel like you're people like on top of other people. Like you have your own space. There's little quiet sitting areas, like little courtyards in between the different resorts with umbrella tables where you can just sit. And we did that one morning. We had our breakfast out there. There's lots of little pools spread out, so you don't have to go to the main pool. But it is a complaint of people that it is very spread out and you will be walking a lot. It took about 10 minutes for us to walk from our room in Trinidad to the Skyliner, and probably about the same or maybe a little bit longer to get to the main lobby where they had the quick service meals and the pool. Now, another thing about the Trinidad rooms, I just keep going back to it because I really do love that area. But there's also another grill called Spyglass Grill, and it's in the Trinidad section. So you can actually get quick serve meals and drinks. Like they have a refillable mug station right there, right by the pool in the Trinidad section. So it is actually a really great place to go because it's the only other section in Caribbean Beach Resort that has a quick serve area and a place to fill up your mugs. Okay, so that's the main complaint about staying at Caribbean Beach. Another one is that it's a little more expensive now that it's on the Skyliner route than it used to be as a moderate. So it usually is a little more expensive than, say, Port Orleans or Coronado Springs even sometimes, depending on which room you stay in at Coronado. Coronado can be more expensive if you're in the tower. So it is more expensive and you don't get the deluxe perks, you know, of staying at a deluxe resort, which are extended evening hours and, you know, some of those extra things. But honestly, I really, really loved our stay at Caribbean Beach. I loved all the little hammocks everywhere and the sand, and like we would just sit and watch the fireworks. We could see the fireworks show from Epcot from the little beach areas all throughout the resort. The vibe was just, it was really awesome. I'd go back, definitely would go back, and that's one of my top resorts.
The last downside of the resort actual hotel rooms is that the buildings that the hotel rooms are in are only 2 stories and they do not have elevators. So while a lot of the resorts have elevators where you can, you know, go up with your luggage with a luggage cart and take everything up to your room, you will actually have to take the stairs if you are on the 2nd floor of any of the buildings. We requested a 1st floor and we did get one, so that was really, really great. And it was also close to the parking lot, which was helpful because we didn't have to go as far when bringing things from our car. That's just something to note, is that if you can't do stairs or prefer not to do the stairs, make sure that you request a 1st floor room.
That is kind of my basic review about our experience at Caribbean Beach. Like I said, the rooms were some of our favorite that we've had. The extra space, they're a little bit bigger than the value resorts, not quite as big as the deluxe. Some of the deluxe resorts have extra bathrooms and things like that, and that's always nice. But we loved the newly renovated under the sea rooms in the Trinidad section. We did not mind the walk and loved being on the Skyliner route. Now, the only location that I like more than being on the Skyliner route is actually being on the boardwalk, where you can walk to Epcot or walk or take the boat to Hollywood Studios. Those resorts would be Boardwalk, Beach Club, and the Swan and Dolphin, and I do love those locations. So if you are wanting the most convenient location for Epcot or Hollywood Studios, I would recommend one of those 4 resorts. But if you don't mind just being a skyliner ride away, which really is, it's a fun attraction in itself, it can just be annoying during busy times. So if you're doing it early in the morning when everybody's trying to get on, or late at night when the parks have closed, there can be quite a line. And normally they go really fast, but there are times when they don't. So that would be the only other downside, is being on the skyliner route, that if the skyliner is having any type of trouble where it's stopping frequently or whatever, it can take a long time to get back to your resort. Upwards of, I mean, like around 45 minutes to an hour. I've had that happen. Now it's rare, it doesn't happen all the time, but if they're having difficulties and it's stopping a lot, it could take you a really long time to get back to your resort. But that, again, that's not all the time, and if you're not going at the very end of the night, you're not closing down the parks. That's one thing I would say, is if you are staying till park close, just mosey on out. Don't feel like you have to rush, because you're probably gonna stand in a line anyway, and you may as well enjoy the park. They're not gonna like push you out. So you just enjoy the walk around Epcot or shop at Hollywood Studios and take your time before getting back to your resort, because you might end up waiting anyway. But anyway, those are a few of my thoughts about Caribbean Beach. If you have any others that I didn't think about, which I'm sure there are, I did not take notes when I was getting ready for this video. I was like, I'm just gonna stream of consciousness do this. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not fabulous. So if you have any other pointers or thoughts about the pros and cons of staying at Caribbean Beach, or if you don't like it, you know, share that below. I'm sure it would help other people. And you know, like not every resort is for every person. So there's usually something at Disney World for everybody, but that may not be your cup of tea. So leave those comments below. That would help lots of other people who are looking into hotels at Disney World as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope this was helpful. Again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It would mean so much to me, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.